Hey man, welcome back to Comic Studio, and where today we're going to be researching for Grand Theft Auto, which is actually GTA. And when the last time's video we have done here that we already checked out or reviewed GTA 5, which means Grand Theft Auto V, and probably we might going to be researching for this time as well, but things are might gonna be a little bit changing like those things as well, or I'm not pretty sure that I just recorded back in Christmas. That is probably going to be the last month of the year. It wasn't going to be for this time as well because I have scheduled this video in summer, and which is I just going to be searching about for this thing as well because it comes to this again for some kind of terrible time as well because the results aren't absolutely like this before. And whenever that we just already checked out for the Grand Theft Auto V comic studio, and perhaps it's nothing going to be to do whatever that we're going to be trying this out as well, as we're going to be reviewing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas comic studio. Let's get all the way to jump into San Andreas, and it's gonna be a little bit low quality of those things or something as well. We might able to be showing up some spoilers, and it belongs to Rockstar Games within the fronts like themselves as well. Historical fronts like them as well because of this game was probably owned by Rockstar Games. And that eventually the characters could be for around here as Carl Johnson, Sweet Johnson, Jeffrey, Ryder, and Big Smoke, and which concludes around here for some police officers. Wouldn't like anything as well. Those police officers such as Pulowski and Officer Tenpenny, which could be Frank Tenpenny as well, as an officer as well. So the items are such a little bit limited as well, or some kind of not pretty limited as well, which concludes around for the automobiles, the RV, and for some kind of motorcycles and emergency vehicles could be only police. Now we just absolutely downloaded for some kind of an image of Carl Johnson, except Sweet Johnson, Jeffrey, and many kinds of types like those things as well. Even what it was, it's gonna be for Grove Street families as well. So that must be Ryder. There's Big Smoke, and the officers could be for like these things as well. And it wasn't gonna be like Pulowski like anyways, and that must be for some sort of like tactical things or whenever it goes around here. So in the effects like these, which features dead body, there must be an unknown footsteps and the explosion like a GTA. And the background images could be for around like actual 2004 San Andreas, and there is the Grove Street, which concludes for the City Highlands or like anything as well, because some kind of like reviewing for the underrated comic studios like themselves, and which features a hospitality like them before, and for some kind of streets or a subway station, like anything it goes. Instead of for like anything as well, instead adding of a road bandit. I'm not pretty sure that we're might going to be showing this out beyond the drafts. I have never added something like that, and because of those drafts from probably a few months ago that I just completely updated around here, and it's not going to be somewhere all the way right down into the bottom, and nothing expect this. Or am I going to be fixing a little bit for some kind of those things earlier, until I might gonna be refreshing this thing, or I'm not very sure. This isn't going to be for such as a little bit for a piece of a little bit of for one kind of joke. So I might not going to be for around here, and especially that we might going to be returned back down or gonna be refreshing this. So I might going to be refreshing all the way back into the beginning of as well, and I might not going to be scrolling all the way down as even possible as well. So we're gonna be recreated something as well beyond the factories around here in the streets and even in the police station could be really as possible expected like anything right there over here for such as hospital and like other kinds of things as well, or even the Grove Street that I just actually added for this thing as well. So nothing instead that we just added the station, and finally could be for around here for other kinds of streets. And of course, we might gotta be added for some kind of characters instead. So I eventually using the studio crossover, and because we just added for something kind of a little bit for non-interesting way, so I might suggest I absolutely added for saving for round of those some kind of drafts that added all three characters or even more than I guess, and even lots of things that I just completely added like anything as well. So it's not gonna be the modded train station or something as well. So I'll be right back of this video once again if I just completely added so much stuff around here, and it will be going to be taking too long as well until over around 7 a.m. or some kind of hits to 8 a.m. or something. Not even possible that we just going to be added something as well. And of course, I might going to be progress of this thing as well. But making videos of my career is going to be ridiculously hard as really possible. And so it will be taking for too long, of course. And something isn't going to be unsuccessful of my mind. And might gotta be added for some kind of anything as well as fast as we can, including for some kinds of images that I just downloaded even for last year, or any kinds of things that I just completely added anyways. I might gonna be talk to many lads all later until it won't be going to be taking up for its final results. Life feels hard because we added for some kind of characters already at the studio crossovers because we have seen the final results right over here. And as of these things as well, but things are just absolutely missing for some kind of like those Minecraft characters like these ones. Because we added it for a Mega Knight over here from Minecraft instead of some kind of animations or something as well, we added three automobiles, like four automobiles like themselves, could be for a sheriff police car as the Crown Victoria, the Chevy Express in this way, and the GMC Savannah and could be right next to Gordon Freeman. The Combine soldiers are protecting the construction side or some kind of for some kind of port, and which absolutely led for some kind of constructions or some sort of for an unknown thing as well. Nothing should be for the port or factory as well. At the intersection for those things, we had a stickman for just a few for other kinds of Cookie Run characters like themselves, including a guard from the Dark Cacao Kingdom, especially right another one. It's gonna be besides of a stickman, of course, and it's going to be for right itself, but right there could be Lord Oyster Cookie around here. That wasn't going to be going for a cross as well. There must be a stickman with a pistol, another stickman as well, and a citizen from the Golden City or the Lost Gold City. Like that does going to be before like this. Custard soldiers patrolling around the subway station, including a Combine soldier with them as well, from anything as well. Especially there must be for a custard soldier outside the police station, like the LSPD, which could be located in Los Santos. There's Macaroni Cookie on the road, and probably that must be it as well for some sort of like this. And finally, that couldn't be actually added whatsoever as well. So I may just delete it for some kind of for an unknown time as well. And I'm not going to be loaded for some kind of whatsoever that I just going to be buried out first. something that I just pretty try to find out as anyways as well. So that could be wrapping up for today's video as well. And you might get to be checking out with the San Andreas, link in the description below for this comic creator. And you might go in to be browse some comics for the GTA like these things as well. And I never be able to be showing like these, but unfortunately there aren't absolutely like for the studio posters like those things as well, or the comic posters like these things as well, because unfortunately you may not absolutely going to be post some anything as well, or you might going to be post something on YouTube as well, even for something as well, or some kind of internet videos as well for sometimes as well. Thanks for watching, for all your support, as you might go on to be check this out into the description below, including for the main website as well. So might go on to be signing off as well, and I'll talk to many lads and comic studio users and fellow viewers all later. Especially I'll be see you in 2 days, of course.